Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. This is the newspaper show and I'm Hina Gambhir. Let's get started and tell you what's making headlines as far as the Times of India this morning is concerned. And today the big story that the Times of India is leading with is about Ram Temple. It says Ram Temple Foundation may be laid on August 5. August 3rd, other option. Trust has also invited Prime Minister Narendra Modi for this one. It is likely to be completed in about 3.5 years. That's what Times of India has reported on the front page. This is the big story the Times of India this morning is leading with. It says Ram Temple Trust sends invite to Prime Minister Modi to be part of Bhumi Pujan. Consensus on two auspicious dates, August 3rd or August 5, after brainstorming session of Trust members and PM's ex-Principal Secretary Nipendra Mishra. Then Trust to mobilize about 10 crore families across the country for crowdfunding this particular project. After map is finalized, Temple is expected to be completed in about 3.5 years. And the proposal is to raise height of Temple from 128 feet to 161 feet. And this is the picture wherein you can see Chairman Nipendra Mishra and other Ram Temple Construction Committee members in Ayodhya on Sunday. They had a meeting and then they decided on two dates. Apart from this, another story that the Times of India this morning is leading with is about Chinese firms, Chinese companies in India under government lens over links with PLA. That's a big story. It is being called PLA scan. A number of Chinese companies present in India as well as some foreign companies with investments from across the border are under the scanner for alleged links with People's Liberation Army as the centre presses ahead with its plan to prune China's involvement in the economy. That's another story on the front page only. Then Ashok Gehlot meets governor with MLA's list. Floor test is expected next week. This is about the political crisis in Rajasthan, which is still continuing. Rajasthan's chief secretary has been asked for phone tap report. The Union Home Ministry has sought a report from the Rajasthan chief secretary for a report on alleged phone tapping in the state, according to sources. Then Congress party wants chief minister to take corrective steps. That's another story. The Congress brass wants Ashok Gehlot to take urgent measures, including a ministerial expansion and filling up vacancies in state corporations. Then there is an update about India's corona count as well, which is rising quite fast. Fresh cases crossed new high of 38,000 on Saturday. 4,127 deaths have happened in just 1 week. And this is quite alarming. Sharp spike in fatalities that we have seen, that how you've seen the COVID deaths in India per week from June 21 to 27, 2,822. Then the week later to 3,178. In the last 1 week, we have seen about 4,127 deaths taking place, even though the overall fatality remains pretty much under control. Another story that Durgesh Nandan Jha has reported is that active cases are only 14%. 3 out of 4 beds are free in the city. Now, this is about the national capital. Another important update is that no non-COVID patients. Noon hospital shuts down. 4 terrorists have been killed in Shopian encounter. Story coming from Jammu and Kashmir. A day after Pakistani IED expert and Jaish-e-Mohammed commander Waleed Bhai was slain in Kashmir's Kulgam, at least 4 terrorists were killed in an anti-terror operation in Shopian on Sunday. A woman in 80s told to pay up for an undisclosed 196 crore in Swiss account. Taxmen are elated over a recent order of the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal's Mumbai bench, which has confirmed the addition of an undisclosed income of 196 crore rupees, the peak deposit in a Swiss bank account, in the hands of an elderly taxpayer who was its beneficial owner. Now, tax plus penalties will be payable on this unaccounted income. So that's another important story. Split on Char Dham. Supreme Court panel has given 2 different reports. The Supreme Court appointed committee on Char Dham highway project is divided over some key issues, including the road width, which has led the panel to submit 2 different reports to the Environment, Forest and Climate Change Ministry. While the main report signed by its chairman, environmentalist Ravi Chopra, and 4 members has favoured intermediate carriageway, citing a 2018 circular. Another report that has been submitted by 16 main and 5 co-opted members has suggested road width of double lane with paved shoulders. So we'll see what eventually gets decided. The inside story of the attack on Twitter told by hackers. We'll get you more details on this one in just a bit. Any impact on India? Government has asked Twitter to give details on this one. Manipur ADGP shoots self in critical condition. Bengaluru civic body chief has been shifted. He has been shunted out. His name was BH Anil Kumar for failing to contain the COVID situation in Bengaluru, according to sources. Google says can't give IDs of key officials. Google has told the Delhi High Court that identities of its designated officers in India can't be disclosed publicly, as they had been appointed to coordinate with government authorities on removal of illegal content. Apart from this, DU assistant professor electrocuted. LG has told Chief Minister decide on riots. Lawyers, new tax reform to give more details. Then Maharashtra farmers field to city business bears 3 crore fruit in last 4 months. A casual phone chat and a farmer's quick thinking has turned fortunes for several farmers in Maharashtra. In the last 4 months, it has generated business worth about 3 crores for the farmers there. Domestic helps daughter tops Jharkhand boards. That's another story. And lastly, Calcutta-London bus via Delhi resurfaces riding on old photos. And this is the picture that you can see. The trip used to take 20 days and cost quite a lot. The service started in 1957 and stopped by the early 80s. That's another interesting story that Chandrima Banerjee has reported on the front page this morning. Let's now move on and talk about the Nav Bharat Times today. And the big story that the Nav Bharat Times is leading with is about Delhi's corona crisis. और यहाँ पर लिखा है कि 1 लाख मरीज ठीक हो चुके हैं. दिल्ली के कुल 1,21,000 जो है, जो टोटल अकाउंट है, टोटल केसेस दिल्ली में 1,21,000 है, जिसमें से 1 लाख ठीक हो चुके हैं. और यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं कालका जी से आम आदमी पार्टी की विधायक आतिशी ने प्लाज्मा डोनेट किया. उन्होंने कहा है कि किसी की जान बचाने से बेहतर और क्या हो सकता है. देश की बात करें तो देश में 1.94% मरीज जो हैं वो इस वक्त आईसीयू में हैं. दुनिया में 100 घंटे में आए हैं 10 लाख केस. तो आंकड़ा बहुत तेजी से बढ़ता चला जा रहा है. कांग्रेस में कलह. 9 दिन के बाद वसुंधरा ने तोड़ी चुप्पी. पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री और बीजेपी नेता वसुंधरा राजे सिंधिया ने राजस्थान के घटनाक्रम पर 9 दिन के बाद जो है अपना साइलेंस तोड़ा है. वसुंधरा ने ट्वीट किया, कांग्रेस की आंतरिक कलह का नुकसान प्रदेश की जनता को भुगतना पड़ रहा है. अभी तक उन्होंने इस बारे में कुछ नहीं बोला था. कोरोना पर टीम वर्क वाला दिल्ली मॉडल बाकी राज्य भी अपनाए. मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल ने बीमारी पर काबू पाने का क्रेडिट टीम वर्क को दिया है. उन्होंने होम आइसोलेशन को दिल्ली मॉडल का सबसे अहम हिस्सा बताया है. इसके अलावा राम मंदिर का भी अपडेट है. भूमि पूजन 3 या 5 अगस्त को हो सकता है. अफगानिस्तान में अगवा सिख निदान सिंह रिहा, उन्हें रिहा कर दिया गया है. सरकार ने ट्विटर से पूछा कि कितने भारतीयों की हैकिंग की गई है. और उसके अलावा कुछ और खबरें भी हैं. शवों का करते रहे अंतिम संस्कार. यमुना पार की संस्था भगत सिंह सेवा दल के प्रमुख जितेंद्र सिंह शंटी ने ऐसे 35 शवों का अंतिम संस्कार किया जिनके अपने या तो डर की वजह से शव छोड़कर चले गए थे या फिर क्वारंटाइन होने से अंतिम विदाई देने से मौजूद नहीं हो पाए थे. सो दैट्स अबाउट द लेटेस्ट एज पर एज द नव भारत टाइम्स दिस मॉर्निंग इज कंसर्न. इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स हैज गॉट अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग मैगजीन like they have every Sunday, and the big story on the front page is final offer. Kishore Biyani didn't become India's retail king by playing it safe. But with the pandemic devastating retail, the debt burden has now left him with a few options. And you have the detailed story here. Then smart fields, high yields, technology is making inroads into the Indian farm like never before, like a gold rush of startups and venture capitalists is underway. But can they really make a real difference to the Indian farmer? That's another interesting story, a detailed one, in fact, that you can find here in the Economic Times magazine this Sunday. Apart from this, couple of more interesting stories. Government has listed 7 Chinese firms with PLA links operating in India. BJP seeks CBI probe in Rajasthan audio clip case. New IT firm to help e-filing. This is what CBDT has said. HDFC Bank June quarter profit has risen 20%. The Federation of Indian Export Organizations has asked the government to target erring exporters. And lastly, Twitter has said that it was the hackers which in fact manipulated staff to access accounts. Remember the Twitter accounts of big influential people, billionaires were hacked last week. Twitter says hackers manipulated some of its own employees to access accounts in a high-profile attack on the social media company, including those of Democratic President challenger Joe Biden and tech entrepreneur Elon Musk. It included former President of the United States of America, Barack Obama, as well. Later, of course, Twitter issued a detailed statement and things were sorted. But now there were insiders involved. That's something Twitter has revealed. So that's about the Economic Times this morning. Let's be more city-specific and talk about what's making headlines as far as the Delhi edition of the Times of India is concerned. We'll be going across to my colleague from the national capital. Kangana is joining us this morning. Kangana, good morning. What's making headlines today as far as the Delhi edition is concerned?
Well, as per the headlines today, as per the Delhi edition is concerned, Hina, the headlines are talking about the recovered number of cases in the national capital. Approximately 83% of the cases in the national capital have been recovered. This is what the official data is saying. Also, out of four beds, 3 beds in the national capital are vacant, because we have seen how there has been a problem of beds and ICUs in the national capital. That seems to be reducing, and with only 1,475 cases coming yesterday on Saturday, according to the health bulletin, this is consecutively the 8th day when we have noticed that the cases have been reduced, and it is in the mark between 1,000 to 2,000, and which is how we can say, because last week, remember, we have been seeing cases touching up to 4,000 or 3,500. So it is the 8th consecutive day where we have seen the cases are to be remain between 1,000 or 1,500 or 2,000. So yes, the official data seems to say that 83% of the cases in the national capital are definitely recovering of the coronavirus.
All right. Thank you very much, Kangana, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. In fact, a couple of more interesting stories from the Delhi edition here. And one is about a human trial that's going to begin. So we are being told that the AIIMS hospital is expected to start human trial of Desi vaccine. The AIIMS Ethics Committee on Sunday gave its nod for starting human clinical trial of the indigenously developed COVID-19 vaccine, that is Covaxin. The Premier Hospital is likely to begin trials by enrolling healthy volunteers from Monday. So that's important. GTB Hospital to make patient records online. Another important story that has been reported here. Moving on now, and let's talk about the Mumbai edition of the Times of India. The state has crossed 3 lakh cases in Mumbai. Over 1 lakh cases are present today. Arunil, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast. Arunil, good morning. The Mumbai edition is also reporting that COVID positive Varavara to be shifted to Nanavati Hospital.
Well, that is right, Hina. In fact, last night at 2 a.m., the accused in the Elgar Parishad case, Varavara Rao, was shifted to Nanavati Hospital at 2 a.m. We understand that the condition of Varavara Rao is stable. That's what the hospital authorities from Nanavati Hospital confirmed this. And in fact, this was after the directive from the National Human Rights Commission. The National Human Rights Commission had told the Maharashtra government that Varavara Rao, who was earlier at the Taloja jail, that is when he got COVID positive, and then later on he was shifted to a government hospital, that is the JJ hospital, and the National Human Rights Commission had clearly told the Maharashtra government to shift him to a multi-speciality private hospital to ensure that the 81-year-old gets proper treatment. With respect to the number of cases in Maharashtra, you were saying, the cases have surpassed the 3 lakh mark,
right.
After 8,300 cases were recorded, and the cases in Mumbai have surpassed the 1 lakh mark at present.
All right. Thank you very much, Arunil, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. Let's now move on and talk about the Kolkata edition of the Times of India. And here, the big story is fresh cases have crossed a new high of 38,000 in West Bengal. My colleague Tamal Saha joining us on the broadcast this morning. Tamal, good morning. Home Ministry has written to state on steady case spike. Now, like other states as well, we have started seeing a sharp surge in cases in West Bengal as well. Chief Secretary assuages fears. That's another important update that has come in at this point in time. Update details of every patient. Government has told hospitals. Unpredictability of COVID-19 outcomes spooks senior citizens. Doctors sound an alert. That's also something that the Kolkata edition of the Times of India has reported this morning. Airlines have started thermal checks at boarding point to nab errant flyers because now aviation is also slowly and gradually opening up in states like West Bengal as well. Tamal Saha joining us right now. Tamal, good morning. Home Ministry has written to state on steady case spike.
Well, that's right. There had been a small spike in number of cases in the state of West Bengal. In fact, on Saturday, West Bengal has touched a record of 2,000 plus. 2,198 fresh cases were reported on Saturday with 27 deaths. So yes, the state has received a letter to understand what's happening and if there is a requirement for renewed measures when it comes to lockdown at containment zones. Well, West Bengal as a state has made it very clear that there won't be any lockdown or complete lockdown anytime soon. But as far as containment zones are concerned, it would be a dynamic process and the restrictions would be strictly imposed over there. And the decision would be taken by the local authority as whether the lockdown restrictions in those containment areas needed to be extended or not. At this point in time, the state, the central government has also kind of raised the concern over high death rate in the state of West Bengal. However, that has been countered by the state of West Bengal. Yesterday, the state chief secretary held a press conference and said the death rate in the state of West Bengal has now come down to 2.76%, which is slightly above the national average, which is hovering around 2.5%. And also, the state is kind of suggesting that out of 15,000 roughly active cases which are there in the state, only about 662 cases are serious, which needed medical intervention or serious medical intervention. That apart, another 1,250 cases were moderately symptomatic, and otherwise, over 12,000 people were asymptomatic. So the narrative which is doing rounds that there is a bed crisis in the state of West Bengal, that too has been the state projecting roughly about 1,900 people.
All right. Thank you very much, Tamal, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. Let's now move on and talk about the Bengaluru edition of the Times of India this morning. And here, the big story that the Bengaluru edition is leading with is that BBMP chief has been ousted as COVID response falls apart in Bengaluru. Predecessor now takes charge amid the surge in coronavirus cases that we are seeing in Karnataka. Chief Minister reads riot act to private medical colleges. That's another important update. Spike of about 4,500 cases in the state, 47% in Bengaluru, and Bengaluru is clearly becoming the hotspot. Deepak Bopanna, my colleague, is now joining us on the broadcast. Deepak, till about last couple of weeks, Karnataka situation looked slightly better, but now things, it seems, are going out of control and action has now been taken as well.
Yes, of course. So Bengaluru in particular has seen a massive spike in the number of cases. As you mentioned, nearly 50% of the cases overall in the state come from Bengaluru itself. And now, with this surge that's coming in, there's a slew of measures that the government is taking. One of them, of course, purportedly is the transfer of the BBMP commissioner in Bengaluru was overseeing most of the, issues pertaining to either hospitals, pertaining to either, identification or even availability of ambulances and much more. So now with the change that's coming, can he really, be the difference? The new officer that's been brought in. There are reports that are coming in that the change of officers really came by because of certain comments that were made which didn't stand in line with that of the government. So overall, with the spike that we're seeing, with the change in guard that we're seeing, can it really help contain? The pandemic is something that remains to be seen in the next couple of days. All
right. Thank you very much, Deepak, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. Let's now move on and talk about the Chennai edition of the Times of India. And here, C.S. Seshadri, renowned maths expert, has died at the age of 88. That's something that the Chennai edition has reported on the front page. Apart from this, Interpol notice sought in Kerala smuggling case. Another important update coming there. And then GCC Commissioner has said have spent over 400 crore rupees on COVID fight. Tamil Nadu is expected to go for pool testing soon for early diagnosis. That's important update coming in as well, because remember, Tamil Nadu is the second worst affected state in the country as far as COVID-19 is concerned, after Maharashtra, which now has over 3 lakh cases. It is Tamil Nadu which has seen a steady rise in cases almost on a daily basis. And another update is that no distancing at markets. Risk of Coimbatore 2.0 is quite high. Crowding as markets shut on Sunday, and these are the kind of images that were witnessed on Sunday on Saturday from a market there. State urban housing policy aims to protect home buyers' interest. Campaign to create corona awareness was held. That's also another important update. We will be going across to my colleague Shilpa. Okay, Shabir we have joining us this morning. Shabir, good morning. Tamil Nadu is expected to go for pool testing soon for early diagnosis.
Well, that's right. Tamil Nadu government has been adopting different strategies. As far as the city of Chennai is concerned, completely different strategy is being adopted by the health department. But when it comes to districts where the number of cases are going up by the day, the health department is a bit concerned because of the health infrastructure, in other parts of Tamil Nadu. It's not as good as what it is in the city of Chennai. So they want to go for pool testing now. This is another strategy where they will be testing group of people. It is not going to be individual test, but group of 5 will be tested at one point in time. And based on the results, they will be quarantined or isolated. So that is something that the health department is working on at this point in time, because the turnaround time of the results for COVID-19 is 6 days in rural areas, in districts. So they don't want to waste more time in terms of tracing and isolating people. So that's why they have decided that they will go in for pool testing.
All right. Thank you very much, Shabir, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. Let's now move on and talk about the news from around the world. US in a bind over reopening of schools as COVID cases continue to rise. Trump will not consider national mandate for face masks. That's an important story here. Girl who lost her father in Kabul Gurdwara attack has now been kidnapped. Young hacker friends behind high-profile Twitter attack that took place. John Lewis, US civil rights icon, dies. He was 80 years old. Russia, China attempting to meddle in US polls. This is what Joe Biden has alleged. Ancient statue of Buddha in Pakistan destroyed. Another story that has been reported here. Before trial, North Chinese company tests vaccine on its own staff. China battles a new outbreak in Xinjiang. That's another story. Moving on now and talking about the world of sports. My colleague Karishma joining us on the broadcast this morning to take us through the important updates coming from the world of sports this morning. Domestic season prune. BCCI to host Ranji under-19 in zonal format. No room for Duleep and under-23. So that's the story that has been reported here. Then Ben Stokes has said that success more than just instinct. So that's about the news from the world of sports. We'll slip into a very, very short break. More news and updates lined up on the other side.